Mechacha obi biara daily trends and our so yen sem no ensem a be kan ensam yenko na yenkotie ensem no enchemu.
These are involving NPP communicators, NPP bigwigs, and the NPP activists. You have Chairman Bernard and Tribosiakun a case, Fancy Comedy and a case at a buyer, and a Kwame Bafo Abronye, the Bono Regional NPP chairman, and a case particular his Hannah, a Judge Samuel Bright Aqua, and William Odibetu Janefa, a Ecofa, and Send Me Brena, a buyer, Abra NPP Amonyogun legal team led by lawyer Gary Nimakon, and the NPP MPs no, and so and small Odibetu Ja. Efa yes ana Samuel Bright Aquan William Odibetu Dwa efa Kwame Bafo Abronye na nko ehwetwe aso na nko fo mebre na eka se Kwame Bafo Abronye NPP amanyoko ni mapa enti na his ana Samuel Bright Aqua na Judge Samuel Bright Aqua edi William etesa ababetu Dwa na Judge Bright Aqua bias ana judge na odi William ebetu Dwa efa Kwame Bafo Abronye case no oye bias na nsem nyina enene atwetwe aso na Supreme Court Justice Emmanuel Yunle Kulendi ababonten na ne odi nsem bre na etudwa efa nsem nyina ho ye Justice Emmanuel Yunle Kulendi eka Justice Akukudama way back 2020 former personal Kwakufuado esuemu in as Justice of the Supreme Court and waje bre edi nsem bre na etudwa efa nsem nyina mechese obeka me ho yakoti Justice Emmanuel Yunle Kulendi and some of the two efa William aya ekoso ewo court and William aya na ebetu dwa efa and some enkofo mebre na editu dwa efa judiciary no ehun me ba di obia me libeto.
Some people think that judges decide cases based on politics, okay, rather than based on law, okay, and some Ghanaians think that way. I call it a myth because it's the judge's textbook is the law. Of course, every judge is a human being. The judge, I'm sure, votes. The judge may have political preferences, but you take an oath. And you take the oath to adjudicate cases according to the law, right, the evidence, the facts that are demonstrated before you. And so you will, if you go do the analysis of judges who have made decisions, you will see that judges have reached conclusions irrespective of which president appointed them. Right. And that's also because the framers of the Constitution, and like in every democracy, are very intentional. Judges have a security of tenure. Okay, and it's intended to secure your independence. Judges even have security of post-retirement benefits. Right. Is to create the environment that you can thrive, you can be independent-minded, you can deal with the matter without fear or favor, looking to the left or to the right. But there are always skeptics, and there are people who think that, oh, no, the judge decides this case this way or votes that way because of who appointed. But somebody has to appoint the judge. And in terms of the constitutional structure, it is the president, and through a certain nomination process and vetting, and you'll see the built-in mechanisms to make sure that no president can appoint you to the court if you don't meet first the eligibility and qualification requirements.
It's merit-based.
And so it's a myth that judges decide cases according to politics. There's another myth that the judiciary is controlled by the executive because judges are appointed by the president. That's what I just. And then judges, if a judgment is unpopular, then the judgment is wrong. Okay. It's a myth.
Okay,
you don't have to like the judgment. In fact, there are times that even judges deliver, we reach conclusions we don't like, but that is the dictate of the law. And if you want to show fidelity to the law and your oath, you have to reach that conclusion. And judges take decisions that affect they themselves, affect their relatives, affect their friends. And this is a comment, I'm comfortable to do this because I said it in open court. We just handed a decision last week, and that decision, I said, listen, this decision affects all of us sitting on this bench and everyone, but it's a duty you have to perform, and so the decision doesn't have to be popular. It has to be consistent with law and with the tenets of law. Right. There's also another myth that justice is delayed because judges are either inefficient or because judges are corrupt. Law is a technical exercise. There are rules of procedure. They are very intricate. They are amenable to abuse and manipulation by lawyers and litigants who have a bad case. They want to drag the case, and the judge always has to maintain a delicate balance of sitting in the middle and avoiding being drawn or appearing to have descended into the arena of conflict. And so litigants and their lawyers can play the book, and a good lawyer who has those ethical flaws can run and delay the system. And the judge sometimes as frustrated as a litigant who has a good cause, but you must manage that sentiment and play the process. Of course, we have also other verifiable problems, logistics, judges still having to write longhand, case load, and of course sometimes also the skill and efficiency of a judge and his ability to very efficiently manage case loads can delay things. But it's not so the delays there are a variety of reasons for the delays. Other than that, the judge is either incompetent or the judge is corrupt. And there's another myth that the Supreme Court, people think that the Supreme Court, because of what I have said about the Supreme Court being the ultimate referee, can intervene or adjudicate every conceivable matter. It's the Supreme Court itself is governed by the Constitution and can only do such things as are warranted and permitted by the Constitution, and in relation to which is vested with jurisdiction.
Justice Emmanuel Yone Kulendi and the Dinsimebre na to Janabusia. Justice Emmanuel Yone Kulendi esa can say enkwafo can say judges ni bi willing on the betu jano ana the only decisions no favor a political interest of the president who appoint them. Say His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ebaye sebi judges are or appoint to a court of appeal and the council some the ruling eba betudra or say ruling no favor NDC, and when you can also enter na judges no take an oath to administer justice impartially. And was the same way no only the who say mate be keke. Now the angel bread in Santi and Sema Osaka account.
So the idea that every conceivable grievance, something we are not happy with, the Supreme Court can do that. It's a myth. I could go on.
Lord, if I may, on the matter you just raised, respectfully, there's a suggestion that the constitutional architecture that sets up our Supreme Court and the wide expanse of matters it's seated with the jurisdiction to hear and determine makes it almost impossible to ensure efficiency at the topmost court, and that perhaps it's about time we re-looked at the constitutional architecture or framework setting up the Supreme Court as to narrow the nature and caliber of cases that travel to the Supreme Court, so that certain matters ordinarily should terminate maybe at a high court or court of appeal. Of course, there are matters of elections that terminate at the court of appeal. If you're looking at matters having to do with, election of MPs and related matters, and that because of the character flaw, the ethical flaws that are there in some lawyers, they are able to hold trials in abeyance, go up to the Supreme Court, come back, start a new process within, a week or two, they are back before the Supreme Court. And that we should pick up lessons from, advanced jurisdictions where the scope of matters determined by the Supreme Court is so narrow that it does not admit some of these excesses that you so eloquently spoke about.
Well, I mean, look, it's a life is full of choices, right? So some jurisdictions or societies decided that we want our Supreme Court to be concerned about what I call big issues. So let them deal with exclusively constitutional matters. Given our journey from independence all the way to at the time that people sat around like this holding deliberations about the kind of Supreme Court we wanted to have and what is the scope of the jurisdiction we wanted to exercise, the terms of the current constitution is what the framers of the constitution thought works for us. Are there problems with the scope? Yes. Do we need to rethink whatever you are doing? You must keep evaluating it from time to time and trying to make it better. Okay, but so look, is there one case that is more important than the other? And as a citizen, should you have the right to fight your cause to the ultimate court? Or it's fair to say, if you end at the Court of Appeal, that's the end. The door is shut on you. So there's a case